what is control, and are we ever really in control? Part of the human condition is we learn over time, good things happen, we feel good. Bad things happen, we feel bad. Well, that's pretty normal, Karen. But then what we do is we learn that to feel good, we've got to make more good things happen, which means then we have to try and control the circumstances to make good things happen. Then we think we need to drive deeper into control because there's things that are happening outside of our control that we don't want. So for example, the COVID situation we have at the moment, nobody wants that. And if I'm used to trying to control the circumstances to feel good and I can't control that, then I'm at the effect of the world, aren't I? I'm at the effect of the circumstances around me. So the illusion of control is something that we need to talk about. So you can see here, you're making decisions all over the place of going into your something happened, right? With regard to control, I want you to think about what's inside your control and what's outside your control. I was doing this reflection myself last night and thinking of all the things that I think are inside my control but maybe are outside of my control. So what's outside of my control at the moment is my physical movement, in regard to how far I can go and where I can travel, let's say. The fact that I have to wear a mask is something that I manage in my mind every day because I don't like it, and maybe you're the same, but we know it's important. So that's something that really I find extremely challenging because I'm a face reader. Someone called it a face reader the other day. I'm like, yeah, because that's how we connect, isn't it? See each other's smiles and things. I got really sad when I learned that we had to do this. And it was another level of disconnection for me, but that was in my mind. There was a story in my mind. It was something happened. I had to really manage myself around something happened called, Karen, now you have to wear a mask. Because I could feel the emotional response to that. I didn't like it. So, it's something that I manage in myself. So that's outside of my control, yes? So have a think about the things that are outside of your control. Obviously lockdown, how other people behave, so how other people react, reaction of others. We can't control that, can we? I can't control things like, how my family might behave around this situation. I can't make them happy, even though I want to, or I can't make it okay for them. My niece and nephews, they struggle sometimes. I can't make it better for them. I can soothe them, I can support them, but I can't fix it for them. But then apart from COVID, what else is outside of our control? What are the things that you know are outside of your control? I know that I can't control this morning. This is a very good example. Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. We were going to be in a different space this morning, right over there, about 50 metres or something, in our event space, which is a beautiful space, as is this. It was going to give us a bit more room, and which is going to be something for the people who like variety, to give them a bit of different visual with a city view. And then this morning we came in and the door was locked. And that's outside of my control. So we couldn't get in there. So here we are today in our beautiful other space that you've seen before. So I can't control that, what other people do. Yes, I can't control what the nurses were going to do with Mum when she was in hospital. I couldn't control that. And I've attempted to control that before, and that was with me. I wanted to control that, but I knew that I couldn't. So list some of the things that are outside of your control. Georgie?
Yeah, I have a good one here from Lily. Other people's feelings about me.
Totally. Oh, how other people feel about you is none of your business, right? So other people's feelings about me. But you know what? This is a great one. I love this. Because even though we know this, we invest so much in trying to be a certain way for others, adapting ourselves, clipping our wings, changing who we are for approval, to feel we belong, to receive that positive affirmation. So even though we know this, a lot of us invest heavily in trying to get people to feel a certain way about us, yes? What else? Any other examples of what's outside of our control?
I also said other people.
Yeah. So this is a long list of the things that we can't control. So here's the question. So I hope you've got some things on your list. What's inside your control? Have a think, really have a think about what's inside your control. I'm leaving that hang for a moment because I want you to really think about this, because when I started to really think about this, I went, wow, yeah? Because control is about ruling, yeah? It's about it's limiting or ruling something, a situation, behaviour, circumstances. What's inside your control? I'm not going to give you my answers yet. I want to hear what yours are. What have you got?
We have my mood,
Yes.
beliefs, values,
Yes.
how you deal with difficult situations,
Yes.
my actions, thoughts and feelings.
Yep.
Just breathe, inside control, how you respond. Vicky, my response.
Yes.
Tracy, how I react to others.
Yes.
We've got your reactions. We have acceptance. Wow. Okay.
See, I love this. I love this because when we really get into it, we realise we invest so much time in trying to control things that we can't, and don't invest as much time in controlling the things that we know that we have control over. For example, what my eating habits are, what my exercise habits are, what mood I get up in the morning, what time I get up in the morning. Do I meditate every morning? You know, that's all inside my control. But what I usually do as a human being, I'll worry about the things that I can't control and forget about the things that I can, and then blame time or energy levels for all the things that I don't think that I can do when they're the only things that I can control. I hope some light bulbs are happening here, because it's simple, but we never actually go in, out, in, out. We invest so much energy here in worrying about trying to control or worrying about our lack of control. And those are the stress points that we take into these. And then something happens, like our boss says something to us, or our co-worker says something to us, or we have a situation at work that's not going well. And then we wonder why we have a negative reaction, because we're in this, bringing all this. Georgie?
Just a couple of more. Alison, impressions I create on others.
Yeah.
And I love this one from Robin. I can control my feelings and responses if I choose to.
Yes. So the impressions I create on others, absolutely. So that for me is about leadership brand and personal brand. What do I want to be known for? And so while we can't control or be responsible for how other people respond to us, we can have influence, huge influence, and we can be aware of how we land for people, yes? So very, very important. So yes, you're getting, I'm hoping that you're writing these things down and realising how much time you're investing here, when actually if we invested all of our time here, how much difference we'd make in our own lives and the energy that we show up with for others when we invest in what we can control in, yes?